Hello and welcome, my name is Parky and today we're playing some more StoneHearth. You meet me back in Desert Parkistan where last time we started building up a load of new houses. We got this new dormitory place. Oh god, we're being attacked. Oh yeah, god, look at this. How many times did I just say god? Well, many probably. But he dropped a lump of coal, which is always quite helpful, I suppose. I'm not sure how many ores and coal we're really getting from this mine over here, but they've started really digging into this area, and that is really dreadful. There's 2 gravestones over there, which is kind of more than I remember, but that's fine. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be expanding our production of buildings. We need to get a few of these parts built, like the windows and doors and all the furniture for these buildings. Looks like the roof of this building is just going up now, which is good. And aside from that, really just start expanding into our job tree a little bit. Did I click to send someone to go and loot that? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Is there a load of other stuff out here? A goblin honor token? I think we can make a little statue thing with that, can't we, or something? We've also got a squirrel pelt. Not really sure where the squirrel pelt came from. And also a wolf pelt. I'm going to collect all of these just because eventually, if we do have our weaver up and running, we can start maybe toying in the creation of armour and stuff like that. But for now, I'm not too concerned. It seems like our town defender is doing a pretty damn good job. So I think one of the things that I really want to get to today is getting the mason to level 2. Because this is going to unlock a few more of these tools that we can then build. We can make the blacksmith's hammer at level 3, but most notably, we can make the cook's spoon, which is going to mean that we can turn all of our raw food, our vegetable matter, into food that won't actually go off, which seems like a good thing to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to give a few tasks right now to build some of these stone benches and stuff. I'm not quite sure who our mason is again. I keep getting very confused. I think it might be this guy. Worker? No? Okay. It shows how much I don't really pay attention, right? I'm not attached to these characters at all. And it actually shows as well that the mason is a woman. And I thought it was a guy. How sexist of me. Let's have a little look at her stats. How much experience do you have? Oh, well, there you go. She's almost at level 2 anyway. So after building these benches, we should have plenty of experience to make the cook's spoon, the chef's spoon. And that's going to be a good thing for our village. Now, aside from that, I also mentioned that I wanted to build a storage house so that we didn't have all of our stock of raw materials and all this food just sitting on the desert floor, which may actually be a very effective means to refrigerating the food, seeing as deserts get particularly cold at night. But I don't know whether that's actually in this game. I very much doubt it. But we're going to go for that. And as soon as Negan here has leveled up, if we just speed this up a little bit, we can start making some real progress. There we go. Mason level 1? Oh no! Oh, I thought she was level 2. Ah, okay. That might be a little bit of an issue then. Negan, you're going to have to do a little bit better, my dear chum. Yeah, okay. That's not very good. We got retired. Oh, it shows you the retirement history of their previous jobs. So retired at level 3. Okay, so let's allocate a few more of these tasks because this is not going to be good. We can actually now make a stone maul, which is probably better attack. Hang on, we've got the iron pikes. The iron pikes are probably better than this, but we'll make one anyway because we need to be making a lot of stuff. And we've unlocked my favourite item in the game, the stone brazier. So we're going to make maybe 10 of these, just because I like dotting them around, and it's a good excuse for us to use some of our stone in order to level up our character. It looks like this building's now almost finished as well. I'm not sure how many of these items have been created on the potter's kiln here. We put quite a lot in here. I think we needed something like 20 windows, and there's only 3 left, so that's good. Okay, it looks like they're still building this up, which is fantastic news for us. Now I want to start putting down another building, and it's going to be the stockpile building, and it's going to be the first one that we're actually going to design ourselves, because we've been doing too much of the old using the prefabricated stuff. I think it's about time we did it ourselves. So let's get into the foundations. I'm so used to building everything out of stone and wood that it feels weird to be clicking on the clay bricks. But let's go for a nice grey floor, and we're going to put it over here maybe. I'm wondering actually whether we should put down some of these slabs first and build it on top, kind of like over here, because I like how that looks. I will admit that. And if we're going to do that, I think we might go for the pale clay sort of sandy colour. Oh, a daily update. Let's have a little look. We got just... Oh, look at that. We just scraped the net worth. That's really good news. Okay, Tay Sardis has joined Desert Parkistan. What are your stats like, Tay Tardis? 4 mind, 2 body and 2 spirits. Not particularly great. You can be our chump builder. There we go. You can stay as a chump forever. Okay, so we're going to go into the slabs, and can we actually drag these slabs, or are they kind of fixed? Oh no, we can drag them. Fantastic news. So it's going to be quite a big building. I'm feeling like maybe an enemy. Where's the enemy? Oh, it's a wolf. No matter. She shall take care of the damn wolf. And let's just try and focus on building this, for God's sake. For 1 second, let's build it up. So I'm thinking we go for like a staircase, something like this. And then the rest of this is going to be filled in with slabs, like so. And we're going to also mimic this on the other side, leaving a 2 gap there like this. Perfect. And then also bring this up. And also bring this up. In fact, we can just make all of this slabs. It doesn't really bother me that much. So there we go. Perfect. In fact, what I might do is I might just build a little wall up on either side like this. We don't want it to be too difficult to access this building, and also I do want it to look quite nice and impressive. And I think this is going to look pretty damn cool. Okay, so let's expand that down there like that, and then maybe just put down a couple of these on either side as well, just to make it look like there's a bit of a railing going on. And then also we can put down another step there like this. Okay. Right, so that's the sort of foundation for the base that I wanted to go for. That is all matching up fine, so that's good. And then for the walls, or maybe the foundations we need to put down next. I'm not really sure how this works, I've not done this before. But the foundations are going to go in here. Maybe what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to undo that, and we're going to place the foundations in the middle part like this, with a 1 gap around all the edges. Perfect. Okay, and then another armed goblin. There's a lot of attackers, isn't there? Maybe we should make another defender of the town. Mind body. Oh yeah, look at this. A strong body and a strong mind. That seems good. Let's change his job into... Oh no, we need to make one of those in the carpenter's place, don't we? A practice sword. Okay, do we even have a carpenter's place yet? I don't think so. But luckily Amara Creed is such a badass, level 3 now. She's probably going to be able to deal with all these guys pretty damn easily. Let's just loot all these items. Got another bit of tin ore over here, and another wolf pelt. Good stuff. I am sort of jumping all over the place with this episode, I do apologise. Let's actually just go back into the customization of this. Okay, the walls. Now the walls I want to be made out of maybe this material. I do like how this looks. Oh, and interestingly, it's given us a weird wall pattern over here. I kind of like it. Yeah, sure, we're going to go for that wall pattern. And then, on top of that, we're going to go for a nice roof of this material here, like that. And match the colour of the rest of the building. And go something like... Yeah, I like that. Okay. It's a bit of a box building, but I don't really mind too much. Takaya Quarth has achieved farmer level 6, which is good stuff. Because that means we've got the Nature's Surprise not implemented, which actually isn't useful at all. Thank you, game, so much. Okay, so let's carry on with the building. Now, on the outside, we're going to have a couple of double doors. I think we're going to go for the... Should we go for the blue? Because we haven't used blue yet. I think that seems like a good idea. Oh, we can't actually put these in the middle. That's a bit of a design flaw, isn't it? Damn. Why has that happened? Is it because I'm an absolute fool? I think it might be. Okay, so let's just undo these two things. See if we can get rid of these walls. So what we're going to do then, to try and get this fitting better, is we're going to put down the foundations slightly further back, and hopefully this is going to mean that the walls aren't going to touch the front. Oh, damn, it is! Okay, that's not helpful. How can we get around this? Well, they've managed to do it without, haven't they? Maybe we should just build the base after we've put down the main building? That's probably what's happening right now, isn't it? You know what? Yeah, fine. We're just going to go with this, and we'll put a doorway in the middle. I'll change how the building looks. I'm just going to change how this looks in general anyway. So we've got a blue door there. And we're also then going to have the roof again in what I was going to say, in this colour here, like this. And actually, is that the right colour at all? Don't think it is actually now I've put it down. It looks a bit darker than the rest of the building. Maybe if we go for this one instead. Oh dear God, engine error. So unfortunately the game has crashed, and a lot of the stuff that I've done is still applied, which is really bloody irritating. So let's just quickly run through what I've done since since we crashed effectively. Now, I finished building up this building here, the design for it. You might just have to wait a little while to see exactly what I did in the end. We've got like a central doorway over here, and a few of these... Well, there's a lot of windows about the place, but you can't probably see that yet. Got another daily update. Our net worth is not anywhere near what we need, but the morale is at 5.1, which is obviously a really brilliant thing for us. We also crafted a load of stone chests via the mason, and I've deleted the stockpile, which means that the workers are slowly shifting all of these goods into the new stockpile place. We've also allocated a new farmer. Now, we've had the realisation as well that, unfortunately, in order to get the carpenter's saw, we need the blacksmith. And the blacksmith requires a load of shit, which is really difficult to get, and it's going to take us a little while to get there. So, with that in mind, things are going well, but also slowly. The reason we need the carpenter is because we need a few of the tools that the carpenter can craft, including additional hoes, because at this point in time I've realised that we are restricted to only one farmer, because we only have one farmer's hoe, unless a trade caravan comes about who are selling tools. But that doesn't happen very often. Oh, there's some random bit of gold on the floor here and another lump of coal. Well, that's cool. Okay, well, we'll pick those up, and they'll be taken into the stockpile warehouse. But, aside from that, we've got this guy here, I can't remember his name at all, Inak Queldeem, who is now on the farming duty. Oh, wow, look at this, they're doing this double time now, shifting all these resources into there. Now, one of the things that I've also done is I've given the order to start crafting the cook's workstation, or whatever they're called, like the cauldron and stuff. So if we go into... See, I can't get my head around this. I'm so used to having all the stockpile items just randomly on the floor. Let's have a look at the contents of these. I probably should have maybe put like all the tools in one chest and all the other stuff in others. That was a bit of a mistake on my part, but we can just go into this menu, I suppose. So we're going to put down the stone cauldron over here. We've also got the weaver's workbench, which I haven't even placed down yet, the spinning wheel. And we've also got the loom. How many of these workbenches have I made? And a stone mill grinder. Perfect. So now, we do need buildings for all of these things, because I hate having all these workshops just randomly outside. But as soon as this stockpile building is down and finished fully, I will start building up a few more of the services buildings that are going to be in the town, because we've currently got a load of dormitories and a place to eat, but not really anywhere for the individual work people to go and work. Okay, so we've also, alongside this, given a maintain order on the vegetable curry, which is using the gourds that we're currently growing. So gourds are probably the thing that we should be focusing on at the moment, because there's not really much else that we can make. We can make an omelette, flatbread, possibly, but we need cornmeal. Not sure what cornmeal uses, probably basket of corn. Well, no shit, Parky. Okay, and then aside from that, we can also get a vegetable stew, which uses raw vegetables. But I think we need to be cook level 2. So for the meantime, basically what I'm trying to say here is we're going to have golden gourd curries, which sounds bloody amazing, by the way. And eventually we can get to maybe the meat stew, but for that we need to be hunting animals, which there are none that I have noticed. We've also got a nice little gnome guard here, just looking out over the entrance to the desert Pakistan, which seems like a good thing to do. He's going to scare off any of the nasty desert beings. Seems like we get attacked a hell of a lot more here, which is kind of worrying. And in fact, I might move these a bit closer to the warehouse as well, because what's the point in having to walk really far every time she has to make a meal? Seems a bit silly. In fact, the same can be said for all of these things. So let's move all of these. We're going to deploy them nearer the main workshop over here. Let's pick this up. I'm going to place it down over here like that. We're also going to pick up... Did I move that one already? I think I did. And then we're going to move all of these over here as well. Doesn't matter for now. We'll try and keep all these individual work buildings quite close to the stockpile room, because it's going to reduce the amount of travelling time every time someone wants to build something, which seems like a good idea to me. Let's place that down over there like that. We've also got a spinning wheel, which we can put down over here. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it, this town? We're going to sort this out, I promise. And we can put down this one over here, the pottery wheel over that side, and also the potter's kiln can go over here. I love this potter's kiln. It's epic looking, isn't it? Okay, I'll put it there. Perfect. I don't think there's anything else that we can move at this point in time. All these bloody cactuses keep growing back everywhere. I mean, it's good, because it's giving us resources back. And also I discovered, thanks to your comments, that these tumbleweeds actually are a source of the coarse fibres. The game does tell you, but I'm too stupid to read it, so there we are. Okay, how's this building going? It looks like we're probably a bit low on the old bricks, the clay. So I have given them the task of building into, or digging out the side of this mountain over here, but it seems like they haven't really got enough. Or maybe they were just having a rest, I'm not really sure. Armed Goblin. Hello there, Armed Goblin. And in fact, having said that, Amara Creed now, she is an absolute badass. She's level 4 footman, probably going to get to level 5 at some point. But look at this for her job abilities. She's got damage up 40%. A trader approaches your town. Hello, Desert Pakistan. I'm just passing through, but I'd be willing to make a trade or two if you're interested. If you make me 3 decorative teapots, I'll be back in 2 days and might be able to get you 2 wooden guardian lanterns in exchange. Sound good? That sounds terrible. I'm not going to do that. Rubbish. So yeah, she's got 40% increase in damage. She's also got power spike, obviously, and also another 20% on top of that. So she's pretty damn badass at this point in time. Each time she levels up, it does mean that she's going to get more health, which is a good thing for us because health takes ages to recuperate, but that's also fine. I think one of the major sort of sticking points in this playthrough is going to be getting that... We need to allocate some more digging, don't we? Let's be honest. Okay, let's just do that first before I carry on rambling. So we want to mine a tunnel into here, and we're going to bring it right back like this. Perfect. Okay, so they'll get on that task, get a bit more clay and stone into the town, which is going to be used to build up all these buildings. And we need plenty of it, because it's going to take us ages to do all this stuff. Another daily update. Our net worth is almost there. The morale is at 5.1, which is good. And we've got plenty of food, actually, so we don't need to worry about the farmer. But as I was going to say, ironically, is that I think one of the major sticking points in this series is going to be the food situation. At least until we have the ability to create wooden items at the carpenter's place, because those farmer's hoes aren't coming from nowhere. Inac Quail Team is Chief Farmer level 2, so this is going to give us the job opportunities. Exposure to fresh air and fresh food has given the farmer ideas about cooked food, which is not really much of a big deal. But he's going to carry on making all these carrots. And I'm wondering actually whether we should change these carrots to... Can you change a crop? I have no idea. Look how often we're being attacked here. I think we need another town defender, but again, it's this whole problem that we can't create wooden practice swords until we have a carpenter. So we're pretty much waiting on the old mason here to level up. Another evader. This is ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. I can't even believe it. This invader's probably going to attack a few of our townsfolk, but that's okay. If they're not stupid, they're not just going to stand here and take the hits. And of course they are stupid, so they're just going to stand here and take the hits. Where's our town defender? Oi! Woman! Woman! Come over here! Go! Go help! You've got one job. That's it, there we go. I'm really thankful actually that's now a feature that you can tell them where to go. When I played this the first time, there was no like telling where they were going to be walking at the time. You just have to like randomly hope that they'd walk into the enemy, which is not really the best thing in the world. Okay, so let's also loot this, because these hides sell for a substantial-ish amount of money. It's a bit of random rabbit jerky here as well. So I think what we should do is maybe start filtering these chests a little bit, because they're going to start just randomly shoving like bits of rock in with the gourd curry and things like that. So that seems like a bad thing. So we're going to get rid of all resources, construction, all of this stuff. We're going to have food and drink in this one. Well, I think these 3 chests here are all going to be food and drink. So let's do that. Perfect. So that's another one done. We're also going to make this one just food and drink. And then aside from that, I think these other chests can be pretty much random stuff. Maybe we can split these down, so this one can be like the wealth chest. Yeah, we probably don't need too many wealth chests, because that's going to be something harder to come by. We'll get rid of food, we'll also get rid of wealth. This can be a weapons chest. For this one, we can also maybe have this as just tools. I think tools would be a good idea. And then all of these other ones we're going to have pretty much as construction and resources in general. Because, yeah, that's going to be the majority of items, I should think. Okay, tools and construction, resources and construction even. I'll do this a few more times. It's good to keep it sorted. I think in the long term I'm going to appreciate this, because at least we know roughly where the tools are stored, for example, or where the food is. We can keep an eye on the food. Perfect. It is going to mean that these guys are going to have to spend a lot of time shifting these items in between the chests now. But that's fine. You kind of got to expect that. And in fact, having said that, I want to make a few more of these chests, because we need a lot of them. And they only store 64 blocks per chest, which is not that much actually. So let's make another 7 of these chests. That's probably going to be sufficient for now. We can always put another row of the chests in the middle here. Maybe even at some point having a second storage warehouse, or upgrading the chests, because I know that there's, I think they're called safes. Not really sure. You need the blacksmith for it, and they have 256 slots in one container, which is ridiculous, whereas these only have 60, so yeah, it might be a good idea. Okay, now I don't know where these chests are going to go. It's probably going to go into the random resources and construction stuff. Bountiful harvest, the farmer coaxes greater yield from each plant. Good stuff. There was actually one thing I wanted to show you in terms of the cook's workbench. I think this is the menu here. Yeah, so we've got the vegetable curry, and then we're going to move into, maybe someday, I can hope, the meat stew tagine, because that sounds bloody delicious. I had a tagine a few months ago, first time I've ever had Moroccan food, and it was pretty damn delicious, I have to say. So I feel very pleased for my nation, eating delicious food. Spicy food is just wonderful. It's the best thing in the world. Now where's our defender? Is she in bed or is she defending? I should imagine that she'd be defending. Maybe. Oh yeah, there she goes. Perfect. She knows what's up. She knows not to sit about doing nothing. Why do they just disappear like that? It confuses me so much. Maybe if you know why they do that, you can write a comment and then I can feel less sad inside. But for today, this seems like a good place to leave the episode. If you're enjoying the series and want to see more of it, then please do leave your support in terms of comments and ratings, and share with your friends because that really helps support the channel. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, awkward, awkward goodbye. Awkward.